Hello, welcome to Life Change Ministry. Hi, my name is Susan Jackson, author and founder of Life Change, and I just want to welcome you to this Revelation 8 study. This is where the trumpets will begin. The trumpets will begin blowing, and I'm really excited because this is a series. And this will also be a continuation from this week until next week because only 4 trumpets are blown in Revelation 8, which is really kind of interesting. So we're going to be going over the 4 trumpets here in Revelation 8. If you have your Bibles, get them out. If you don't, I will have the scripture here for you. If you know anyone who wants to know this information, please please share. It helps us get into the algorithms, and it really helps this ministry grow and for the word to get out to people that need to hear it. Guys, if you believe that the end times are upon us, why not learn the book of Revelation? And so here it is for you. Without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and push through and get this started as soon as we can. So here we go.
Scroll through chaos, can't feel you anymore. Church pews creaking, dust on the page while the devil's on the airwaves, feeding us rage. But I remember my father praying, boots on the ground, not backing down. Now I hear that battle calling.
Okay, welcome to Life Change Ministry. Give me just a second here. Welcome to Life Change. I just want to welcome you in as we get this Revelation 8 started. I have here just a kind of, I have my points up here rather quickly if we want to read this real quick. This is Revelation 8. The first thing that happens is silence in heaven. We're going to be going over that. 2, the prayers of the saints rise. The trumpet is sounded. Fire cast to the earth. Point 4. And when heaven goes silent, judgment begins. Revelation 8. And I love this picture because it kind of gives you an interpretation of what all's going on. You have the angel that is standing holding the censer, and we'll get all into this. You have the trumpets and the angels holding the trumpets, getting ready to blow. And the censer is thrown to the earth, which is really cool. So as we get into this, I'd like to show you our timeline. Well, here is Revelation 6 to Revelation 8 timeline, okay? Now, no one knows the day or the hour, so all I can do is just show you the door. You're the one who has to walk through it, okay? And so here is the door. The door is opening. It's opening. And so, Revelation 6, what happens? Well, of course, if you've been with me, you know that the 6 seals are broken, right? The covenant is signed and the 6 seals are broken. We have the white horse. And these 4 horses are spirits. We have the white horse set out to conquer, that sets out a false peace. We have the red horse, which follows, which is war. We have the black horse, which is famine. And then we have the pale horse, which is pestilence, disease, death from war. And then we have seal number 5, the cry of the martyrs, just in review rather quickly. We have cosmic disturbances throughout the earth, okay? Everything that can be shaken will be shaken. But again, where are we on the text right now? I believe we are in birth pangs, and we're still in birth pangs. The covenant, the Daniel 9:27 covenant, has not been signed, and we are in waiting for that to be signed. We know that we're moving forward with peace, with the Abrahamic Accords, and with this peace accords now that we have. There is a board, and there are more and more nations that are starting to join in on this covenant, this commitment. And so we're watching, and that is our job in this hour, is to be watchmen, to be watchers, to watch what's coming. That way we can prepare as many people as we can that aren't watching, that don't know, okay? And so this is where I believe that we are, and I'm basing this on men and the prophets and the men who have studied the word for many, many years. And, I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to the men who have dedicated their lives to Christ, who have studied the word, and I'm holding on to their advice, and I'm holding on to their doctrines, okay, what they believe, because, God raises up kings and he tears them down. God raises up leaders within the church and he brings them down. So we need to respect our leaders, we need to respect our elders, and we need to respect their time and dedication as unto the Lord in their time of study. So moving on rather quickly. Then we have Revelation 7. There was a pause. There was a pause of mercy, right? God seals his people. He seals the Jews, and all of a sudden, the Gentiles end up at the throne room. While he seals his 144,000, the Gentiles appear at the throne room of God, and the martyrs are crying out too, and they're saying, how long, O Lord, must we wait for you to bring justice, right? And so this is what happens in Revelation 7, and now we're moving into Revelation 8, and there is silence in heaven. One of the things I really like about this at the beginning of Revelation 8:1 is that their scene is set in the throne room, which is so cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into that rather quickly. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Revelation 8 for you. And it says, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burned up, and all the green grass was burnt up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea had life, died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of that star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and night likewise. And I beheld, and I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are not yet sound. Wow. What an event. What a major thing that takes place here in Revelation 8. Judgment is being passed, okay? And it's evident. I mean, the trumpets are sounding. And I mean, just how incredible is that, right? And so moving forward, this is what we can look forward to. It's not funny. I ain't giving bad news, but I have to stay true to the text and to what I'm reading here. And so let's delve into our study rather quickly, okay? In Revelation 7, we learned that the number 4 is tied to Passover, okay? And this was last week. If you saw my last week's video, if you haven't seen my last week's video, I encourage you to go watch it. That way you can plug in and you can be aware of what it is that I'm talking about, okay? We also learned that in Revelation 7 that the seed of Abraham not only appeared at the throne room, but they were holding palm tree leaves in their hands. And this is tied to the Feast of Tabernacles. We learned all this last week. Then when we get to Revelation 8 and the scene is illustrated like the ritual of the Day of Atonement, it can be that as the seals are broken, that these things are a timeline of the calendar as to when this will all take place. Only God knows the day and the hour, right? When the covenant will be signed and the rapture will take place. But it's obvious that in Revelation 7, the Gentiles standing before God have been raptured, caught up into the throne room. Okay, so these are the seasons that have been given to us as we've dug into the Word. Okay, Revelation 7, the Passover season, we saw that with the number 4 that was repeated 3 times. Passover is in March and April. We also discovered that the Feast of Tabernacles was mentioned in Revelation 7, and that happens in September through October. Here in Revelation 8, we have the Day of Atonement, okay, which is mentioned. And that happens in September and October as well, okay? Now, the Passover happens on the this is on the Gregorian calendar. This is on the Jewish calendar. So, our calendar, March, April. Jewish calendar is Nisan, okay? Our calendar, September, October. Jewish calendar, Tishri, all right? And the dates to these change every year because they set the seasons up based on the moon, which is so awesome. It's so awesome. I love that. I love that about the whole thing. Like, it's just incredible. Okay, so what do we discover? Moving forward, if we are in fact in last days and in birth pangs, okay, don't take my word for it. But if in fact we are, what is the next step that needs to happen? We need to start seeing the temple being rebuilt, okay? Because the temple plays a big part in the book of Revelation. There is a third temple. And this is parallel to the rituals occurring at the temple in Jerusalem on the Day of Atonement. This angel has all the required instruments to perform the Day of Atonement duties at the heavenly temple. Now this is Revelation 8:1. In the throne room. Now I'm going to go ahead and read that for you again rather quickly. I'm sorry I didn't have it up here for you. And it says, and when he had opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. This happens during atonement, okay, when the priest would go into the temple and they would give an atonement of sins for the nation. But Jesus came, let's rightly divide the word real quick. Jesus came not just to forgive sins of a nation, but to forgive the sins of the world. Hear me, because it's so true. And the more I read the book, the more I read the Bible, the more I'm convinced that these things happen, right? 2, and I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense. Now, again, this is what happens on the Day of Atonement. That he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. But in this case, in this scene in Revelation, he's taken this golden censer, okay, And this is an end time. This is an end time occurrence. The prayers of the saints have been put in this golden censer, okay? And he's offering it up to God before the throne. So here is God is sitting on the throne, and you have an angel that has the censer, and all the prayers of the saints are in that censer, right? And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Revelation 8:5. Okay, and the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it to the earth, and there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. So there are similarities to the Day of Atonement, the ceremony, to what's taking place here in heaven. Okay, but again, this is an end time event when the prayers of the saints go up before God. All right. This angel has all the required instruments to perform the Day of Atonement duties at the heavenly temple, the altar of God. He has the censer, the golden altar, and the incense. And you can go to Leviticus 16:12-13. When the high priest in Old Testament would enter the Holy of Holies on the Day of Atonement, there would be silence for about 30 minutes as he poured the blood on the veil of the Ark of the Covenant. He's presenting the prayers of the saints, including the prayers of the martyrs. Revelation 7, seal 5. Okay, just a real quick recap. Who cried out for justice, for the shedding of innocent blood. In judgment, the angel throws the censer of fire to the earth, and the trumpets sound. The trumpets sound. Right now, we're going to the prayers that go before the throne. In Revelation 5:8, we see the prayers of the saints also set at the Day of Atonement. It says, and when he had taken the book of the four beasts, and the 24 elders fell before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. This tells us that the prayers are collected and stored and held in golden bowls and are associated with worship. In Psalms 141:2, it says, let my prayer be set before you as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Whew. Let my prayers be set before you as a sweet smelling aroma, an incense. And so this is, before God brings his judgment, all the prayers of all the saints on throughout the earth. Let's assume that, a lot of them have already died because they're at the altar, right? In Revelation 6, they're at the altar of God, and they're given white robes, right? So then the martyrs, they're crying out, no, how long, O Lord? All the prayers that have, from all the people who believe in Jesus that are on the earth, that are coming before God as all these things are taking place. Because trust me, you're going to have people on their knees praying a lot for seeing all the calamities that have already happened through birth pains, through, the churches being judged, through, Revelation 4 and 5, and the seals being broken, 6, and then 7, boom, and now here we are at 8. Hear me, okay? Because it's important to know these things. Your prayers do not disappear. They rise, and they are numbered, and they accumulate before the throne room and ascend to the throne of God. Then God responds. In this case, the prayers go before him, and then God judges. And the angel in judgment throws the prayers down into the earth, and all hell breaks loose. It is described as voices, thunderings, lightnings, and then there's a huge earthquake. Then the 7 angels come forth to blow their trumpets of judgment, one by one. Guess what? Got a trumpet for you here. Woo! Hear that? Wow. Just incredible. Okay, and so where are we? We're here, Revelation 8, 6 through 7. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and hail and fire followed, mingled with blood, and it was cast upon the earth. The third part of the trees were burnt, and all green grass was burnt. So here it's evident. The third part of the trees are burnt. and all green grass is burnt. This is the first trumpet, guys. First trumpet. So what does the number 7 represent? There are 7 angels, and there's 7 trumpets. Well, 7 in Hebrew is the Zayin, okay? It's the Zayin, the number 7 in the Hebrew alphabet. And it symbolizes holiness, rest, divine completion, forming a central motive in Jewish scripture and tradition. Linguistic definition: the Hebrew word for 7 is Shiva, a cardinal number that can also mean 7 times 7 or sevenfold, right? We're supposed to forgive our brothers 7 times 7. Hear me. Depending on context, it appears throughout the Hebrew Bible to indicate both literal counts and symbolic fullness, often associated with cycles, weeks, and sacred observances. Hear me. The trumpet judgments can be the result of different natural cosmic disturbances. This can range from volcanoes to massive earthquakes to asteroids striking the earth. Prophetically, both the earth and the heavens are predicted to shake. We see this in Hebrews 12:26-28, Luke 21:11, Mark 13:24-25. Now in Hebrews 12:26-28, it says, "At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens." The words "once more" indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken will remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe. So we know that we worship a God that cannot be shaken. We know that when we put on the full armor of God, we know that we cannot be shaken. We know that we shod our feet with the gospel of peace, and we know that no matter whatever comes in our life, that we cannot be shaken. That the kingdom that the God that we serve, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we cannot be shaken. If we're plugged in, we're serving him first, we're seeking him first, we're in his word, we're praying, if we abide in him, we are connected to the vine. And his kingdom cannot be shaken. Why? Because we know who wins in the end. We know who wins. We know that this life is just but for a moment. And then when we're done with this life, we're going to ascend into heaven, right? And live for eternity with Christ. Okay, so because we know these things, we cannot be moved. We cannot be shaken. Hear me, because this is so important. We do not fear, we trust. We trust in the Lord thy God. And so, but why am I saying this? Because the trumpet judgments can be the result of different natural cosmic disturbances. And if you don't know what's going on in the sky right now, I'm going to show you a clip rather quickly that happened on May 8th, on May 9th, and May 11th, okay? And this is Stefan Burns. I'm going to show you what's going on in the heavens right now. Now, guys, keep in mind, these are birth pains that we're in. And God is speaking through the stars, through the sun, and through the sky. It's written, okay? In Genesis 1:14, it's written in Luke 21:25, okay? So let's look at what's going on in the sky right now if you don't know, okay? So I'm going to hit play here rather quickly and go to 9:40. Now this is Stefan Burns. And I love how he talks about the sun and the moon and the stars. You know, he's very open and explicit with what's going on and what's taking place. Check this out. Now, these are the comets that are in the sky right now. Right now. Did you know? Did you know?
Kilometers per second for its velocity, whereas below, 21 meters across, but its velocity is half that. So this is actually, we have some clues in this data set right here illustrating very nicely these jet stream dynamics which exist. So let's start off by just zooming out and looking at these orbits, okay? So we have all the planets.
I'd like you to see too. You can't see it with the play thing here, but all of them are clustered right by Earth. Here's Mars, here's the Sun, here's Venus, and they're all clustered together right near the Earth right now, which is really kind of cool. Check it out.
Plotted out to Jupiter, and these are near-Earth asteroids. All right, so near-Earth asteroids are in this near-Earth environment. They're not in the normal asteroid belt, though they can overlap. We see some of these are going fairly far out there. And I have a video too of the asteroid belt, which I can show you. I have it somewhere. I loaded it up.
Give him a moment.
Where is it?
This
Maybe
is so
I
cool.
add this video really quick. I
Is
know
cool.
I added
Stay
it,
with
but
me. Stay with me, guys.
just not seeing
This
it.
is actually
So
happening in the sun right now.
I'll just recreate it right now. But I kind of want to give you the broader scope first before we go more in depth. I think it's important to establish that understanding. So here is a visualization of the asteroid belt. Thousands of objects, mainly concentrated 2.1 to 3.5 astronomical units, some of them 10, 50, 100 kilometers in diameter. But in general, most of these objects are quite small, and we don't have them all mapped. Here we have the visualization with all the known asteroids going up to 2018. And well, there's a lot more that we know of now because of these new all-sky surveys that are specifically looking for these objects. But you see how many of near-Earth asteroids exist. See all these like cyan colors? Those are near-Earth asteroids. So they are quite prevalent in our solar system environment. The thing to keep in mind is that their sizes can be 5 meters across, 10 meters, 50 meters, 2 meters, 12 meters. I mean bigger too, right? Apophis 2029. That's very large.
I've been hearing about Apophis.
Like very large. It's less than 1,000 meters across, but it's a big one. You don't want that, and that's getting closer than our geosynchronous satellites. But in general, space is huge. So it's not like these are all that close together most of the time. Most of the time, they're spread out. Again, we see that very clearly here. You see their orbits are all spread out. The thing is, though, is that if you zoom in, you notice that they all converge down to this point right here. And let me just click forward for you. Here we see them come in. Here is the Earth-Moon system. And we see the moon's orbit, right? So that's the Earth-Moon separation distance. A little bit of variation in that, but we'll just basically keep it at the average quantity of 1 lunar distance. If you go forward here, we see how all these asteroids are converging together, even though their orbits are actually quite a bit different.
Wow.
So there's something here to this. Now, you could make the argument that this is just observer bias, which is the fact that, hey, the fact that we all observed these because they got close to the Earth, of course, indicates that they're going to have this convergence in their orbits because, yeah, we noticed them. But there's plenty of times that we're zooming through space and we don't get these sort of convergences because, well, there's known physics that explains how these convergence points are formed. You can call them a jet stream. Yeah. So we go forward, and I went a little too far forward here, but you'll see the Earth zooming through, the moon rotating around. You'll notice actually there's kind of a grouping here, and this really helps to explain the theory of jet stream accretion. So we first, and let's really zoom in. So here we first go, and I'm going to turn myself off so you can see this better, but I'm just going to step this forward one at a time. We see that 2026 J01 is the first one to come into our system. See how close it is? Okay. And then we go forward a bit more, and now we see 2026 JM2 crossing in really close to the Earth, just slightly above. Okay. Zoom out a little bit. So you see that we had 2 close crossings, pretty close together. You can see the date down here. It's the 8th of May for this moment in time. And then we go forward, and here's our next 2, or even our Yeah, our next two, you see 2026 JU1 coming in like that. See that guy right there? And then you see 2026 JX1 coming in. That one sweeps by. So those two are kind of paired together. And then look at this. You have another pair. 2026 JF2
You just can't make
slicing
this stuff
pretty
up, guys.
close
You
to the
can't.
Earth right here. And then you see
incredible.
2026 JD1 swinging in closely. Now, if you go forward, you will see that we get 2026 JK2 to get close by, but that's the one that has a separation distance of 1.2.
Like.
So it doesn't get within that Earth-Moon separation distance, but gets very, very close.
Yeah.
Notice it has a high inclination, okay? JH2 there, having that higher velocity as well. If we look at that list
I'm
again,
sorry. Look how they're all clustered
JH2,
there. I can't move
I think
my
it's
cursor.
J.
Sorry.
Are we looking at JK2? Yeah, JK2 there having that high inclination and high velocity, and then we go forward more, and here is JH2 getting very close at just 0.2
That's
lunar
incredible.
distances away from the Earth on the 18th. Look how close
On
this
the
one
18th
gets.
of May.
I mean, this is really wild. There's the Earth. There's this
So
20-meter
look up.
asteroid
You should
flying
be able to see it.
right by.
It's closer than the
effectively.
moon.
So this is a close call.
Yeah.
It will not hit us as far as we know.
Praise
None
God.
of these will, but it pretty beautifully illustrates the concepts that I'm about to teach you as it relates to jet streams. And this is applicable to asteroids and meteorites and a whole bunch of even just dust grains in space, how they accumulate together. Because how did we even get to the planets in the first place? That's a big question of like, how did the planets even form? And the conventional models, which are still...
I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Just to kind of let you know, and then they pass by, the three that get the closest pass by. One passes at 6 in the morning. Is it 6? I believe it was 6, 9, and 12. Which are, what is 6, 9, and 12, guys? Those are the times of prayer. Daniel, I think of the prophet Daniel, and he prayed 3 times a day. Once at 6 in the morning, once at 9, and once at 12, right? I mean, these are the times of prayer. So is God saying we need to be in prayer right now? Could be. I don't know. But it's evident what he's saying is that he's in charge of this whole entire universe, and I am going to put all these comets right here around the earth so whoever's watching can see what it is I'm doing and what I'm saying right now. Incredible. Just incredible, guys. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. So Luke 21:11 says there will be great earthquakes, famines, and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven. Okay, so yes, there will be. All right, but we worship a God who is an unshakable God, right? We don't walk around in fear. We walk around with the truth wrapped around our belts. Okay, and so none of this should bring fear, right? It should bring preparation. Amen. Now, the first angel sounds, Revelation 8:7. And there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all of the grass was burnt up. Mark 13:24-25 says, but in those days following that distress, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Now, why? We just read in Hebrews, so that what cannot be shaken will remain. Hear me. Now, the first trumpet, what does it represent? It represents the judgment of God. The prayers are come before him. He hears, he sees, he hears all the prayers of the saints, and he passes judgment with hail and fire to the earth and blood. And vegetation is burned. 1/3 of the trees are burned up, and all green grass is burned up. Now the impact that will, this is the judgment, and the impact that it has on the earth, there'll be massive wildfires, which we've been seeing in birth pangs. Okay, this steps it up, I want to say 2 notches. Revelation 6, and okay, birth pains, where we are right now, Revelation 6, the seals are broken, it steps up. Here, Revelation 8, it steps up yet another notch. Hear me. The massive wildfires, smoke injected into the atmosphere, ash clouds, oxygen reduction, crop destruction, temperature instability, and it'll bring atmosphere instability. Hear me. The second trumpet, okay? Now, let me read that for you. I'm sorry I don't have that up here for you. I'll read it. And it says, the second angel sounded, and as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. Now, a third of the sea becomes blood. A third of marine life dies. A third of ships are destroyed. Now, what impact does that have on the atmosphere, right? Now, global trade will collapse. Supply chains will fall. See, we're seeing just a taste of it right now with the little Strait of Hormuz. This is just a little taste, okay, of what's to come. Man makes it this big old huge deal because he can control things in chaos and in calamity. But on the contrary, these are birth pangs. Hear me. Fuel distribution collapses. Food shortages explode. Economies panic. Ocean oxygen drops. Marine economic systems collapse. Weather patterns shift. Then boom, the third trumpet sounds. Hear me, Revelation 8:10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountain of waters. And the name of the star was called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Here, the Greek word for star is aster or asteroid, burning like a lamp, which is the imagery of the long glowing tail glowing behind the object. Now, we just saw what's going on right now. God is saying, look, guys, I'm here. Look what I can do. I'm here. My word is true. One of the things that I really see that stand out to me through this whole thing is 1/3. It's said several times. So what is the impact of the third trumpet? Okay, wormwood hits the earth, fresh water becomes bitter, people die from drinking it. What does it do to the atmosphere? Civilization enters survival mode. Without water, agriculture collapses, disease spreads. Here comes that death horse, right? Migration increases, which I think this disease spreading is going to be a lot more intense than what it is right now, guys. I'm serious. All these things, people think that what's going on right now, it is the end. No, it is birth pangs. And I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face because it's evident when you read the text, when you study it, it's evident where we are within the text. Migration increases, panic sets in and intensifies, governments lose control. Boom, then we hit Revelation 8:12. All right? Again, let's just kind of do a recap. Revelation 8:8. The first angel sounded his trumpet, and a third of the trees were burned up. All green grass was burned up. 8:9. The second angel sounded his trumpet. 1/3 of the sea became blood. 1/3 of the creatures in the sea died, and 1/3 of the ships were destroyed. Here, Revelation 8:9. Revelation 8:10 through 12. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and the third of the rivers and the springs of water became wormwood. Many people died from the water because it was made bitter. So I'm seeing a third. So let's look up. What does that mean? Okay, let's read it once again so that it will stay with you. I'm reading it over and over again so it'll stay with you. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Third part was said 5 times right here in Revelation 8:12. Okay? So what does third mean? Okay? Well, in Daniel was designated the third rank in the kingdom promised. It was promised to him. We read this in Daniel 5:16-29. The occurrences sit with an Aramaic narrative unit, Daniel 2-7, that stresses God's sovereignty over the Gentile empires, that God is in control, God is in charge. The handwriting on the wall announced the imminent fall of Babylon. Daniel's elevation to third place just hours before the temple's collapse highlights the transient nature of human power compared to God's enduring kingdom. Okay? The unrivaled sovereignty displayed here anticipates the stone cut without hands that will shatter every human empire and fill the whole earth. We read this in Daniel 2:34-35 and 44. Continued commentary on 1/3. Ministry and pastoral reflections. Faithfulness in exile. Daniel's unwavering obedience positions him for influence even in a hostile culture. Hear me. Daniel was obedient in a hostile culture. They will hate you for no reason. They will hate you. They will hate you because you represent the light. You don't live in the world. You don't do worldly things. And they want to do worldly things. They like their sin. They want to stay in their sin. And it will cause them to hate you. Hear me. Because as these things rise, so will persecution. It will rise as well. They will hate you, and they will make up excuses to hate you so that they can continue living in their sin. Hear me. Servanthood over status. This is I love this. Daniel accepts promotion yet continues speaking the truth to power, modeling integrity for believers who find themselves in secular structures. And this is so important today, that for those men and women of God who have been placed around our president, who have been placed around these leaders of these nations, will speak the truth, that they will not be succumb to money, to the power, to the prestige, it should all be about God, and letting these leaders know the truth of what they are setting up right now. Confidence in God's timetable. Daniel is raised to third place precisely when Babylon is about to fall, reminding Christians that recognition from the world is fleeting, but reward from God endures forever. Hear me. In summary, 1/3, occurring only twice, anchors a crucial moment in redemptive history. The third rank offered to Daniel validates scriptural historical reliability, underscores the symbolic richness of the number 3, and calls the people of God to steadfast loyalty amid shifting kingdoms. Hear me. So there is an underlying thing that John is saying here to those who watch, to those who know, to those who have been called and chosen for a season such as this. We are to stay loyal amid the shifting and shaking. We are to stay committed to what we say we're going to do. We are to not let persecution, we're to not let these things hinder us or cause us to stumble and fall. We are to stay steadfast and loyal to God in this season. The fourth trumpet. Excuse me, I'm sorry I don't have it up here for you. Okay, well, we didn't go, let me read the third trumpet, which is, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of this star is called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And I beheld, and I have here in parentheses 16 hours. Now, I probably, knowing me in my study time, tried to figure out how long that was. That's just me. I'm a geek. I'm a geek. So that's what that has 16 hours here. I'll give you a nugget. That's Susan's little commentary. It might be right. I don't know. Only God knows. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. Hear me. So I'm just going to blow the trumpet one more time so y'all hear. When judgment, when the prayers of the saints go before God, what are you going to hear? Woo, you're going to hear the sound. Woof. You're going to hear the sound, guys. You're going to hear the sound. And judgment will follow. Okay. In closing, guys. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. You made it. If you're still with me, praise God. You're with me. You're still with me. You made it. Give yourself a hand. Woohoo! Stand up. Take a bow. You made it. Woohoo! Through Revelation 8. Yeah. Who's your daddy? Woo! Come on now. Wake up. In closing, this is excuse me. My happy's too loud. This is how we know that we're currently in birth pains. What we see moving forward is so much more intense and shaking. There's no question where we are on the timeline. And here is the timeline. Again, I just want to let you see this before we close. Where are we within the text? Well, only God knows. But I'm going to assume, excuse me, according to the scholars of old, that we are right here. We are right here, guys. We're right here in Matthew 24, wars, rumors of wars, famines, earthquakes, lawlessness, and moral decline. This has to happen first before the covenant is signed. This is why, and the enemy knows the word. This is why he's busy. Excuse me. Lord, help me. This is why he's busy trying to bring the next generation in complete moral decline. This is why there's so many distractions today. This is why so many people are so distracted with their phones, with the internet. This is why the enemy has gone into the school systems and is trying to trip up our children with confusion big time, because he wants them. He wants them, and he knows that his time is short. Hear me. We are waiting for this covenant right here to be signed. And once this covenant is signed, boom, it's just going to start. It's going to start. Now, where are we? We're past 6 here in the book. We're in 8. So we see the birth pangs right now. The covenant is signed. The horses will ride. The martyrs cry out before God. The earth starts to shake with earthquakes. Now, we see a lot happening right now with our weather. Why? Look at all those comets that are right there by the earth. You can't tell me that they're not going to affect our atmosphere. You can't tell me that they're not going to affect our weather. They're so close. There's at least 4. Let me see. There's at least 4 that were close. We have J26, J01, JM2, 2026. We have JU1, 2026, JX1, 2026. All these are just flying around between all this month and are going to come closer than the moon is from the earth. That's huge. That is huge, guys. God is speaking. And so to anyone who will listen, peace out, life change. We love you. Take this study with you. I pray, I hope it blesses you. And know that everything will be shaken so that what can't be shaken will remain. Let that be you. Peace out, life change. Till next week. Also, I will be praying for those who need prayer. Please hit me up on Wednesday at 10:30. I am praying for you. And if no one shows up and wants prayer, I'm praying in the Spirit. I'm praying as what God tells me to who to pray for and what to pray for. And so if you show up, say you need prayer, things are going on in your life, you're being shaken, you need some prayer, please plug in on Wednesdays at 10:30 with me. I would love to have you. Till next time, take care. God bless. Have a great weekend.